that a group of Mirage 2000 Indian fighter jets have struck a major terrorist camp across the LOC. Let's take it across to Maroof Raza, joining in the phone line right now. Maroof, morning. Give us more details. Exactly what is happening at the LOC right now? Maroof, if you can hear me, just give us an update on what really is happening. What is the latest that you're picking up?
My understanding is from what is there in the news, and that is that in the early hours of this morning, Pakistan claims that Indian Air Force sent in a fighter aircraft, apparently a Mirage, which dropped a payload, which is a military euphemism for a bomb. The Indian official response, I'm not sure if it has come in as yet, but it's apparently an ANI response which says that the IAF has done this. My guess is that I think it is being sort of built up into that kind of a situation, because if India was to cross the line of control with one fighter, it would cross with multiple attacks at the same time. Even when we did not use the Air Force during the surgical strikes, we sent in 5 teams inside the LOC who struck at 5 targets, physically having gone inside there. So striking targets in Pakistan-occupied territory with Air Force, I think it'd be stupid to do it with one aircraft and unnecessarily raise alarms when, you know, the surprise element has already been lost in what we will do. But the surprise can still be maintained at a given date and time to attack all across the POK training camps, and there are some over 40 of them, I'm told, which we have coordinates of, and hit all of them simultaneously. I mean, if you're crossing the airspace once, I don't see any reason why don't you cross that 10, 20 times. So I'm not sure how accurate this information is. And if there would be a lot more other activity that will go simultaneously. I've been saying all along, these operations don't happen piecemeal. You don't have a one-off aircraft going and doing it. You have a lot of, just to give you an idea, that there'll be a lot of firing across the LOC on the ground. There will be artillery shelling that will take place. There will be air sorties. There will be drone attacks. And there will be movement of troops all across the Indo-Pak border in a state of high alert, either to go in or to repel a Pakistani attack. So I don't think Indian forces would do a one-off thing which Pakistan is claiming and which some news bodies are reporting.
Yeah, it'll be more discreet than that. But Maroof, you know, if one were to assume that this is correct, although, you know, we should really take it with a pinch of salt, because up until now it's only some of the news agencies which are reporting so, and we really don't have a official government intimation, and I'm guessing in an attack like this we will not also get a official government response up until the operation is over. But if indeed this were to be the case, Pakistan has already made it official. Imran Khan has said it in as many words that they're not going to sit quiet, and there would be retaliation from their end too.
Yeah, I mean, that has always been the Pakistani line. The point to understand is that you use the military option when all other options run out. And I don't think other options have run out in terms of getting more international pressure on Pakistan. Military options are exercised with an aim in mind. And what should be your aim in such a situation? Your aim should be to get Pakistan to abandon its obsession with terror and ideally hand over the terror masterminds to some international body to get them to face the, legal punishment. But the fact of the matter is that Pakistan's been pretty brazen about it, even despite America having announced prices on the heads of Hafiz Saeed and others. And America has also happily turned the other eye after making statements. So unless India can get that kind of pressure to bear on Pakistan, and please understand, it is not the jihadis that Imran or the army loves. At the end of the day, they love their dollars. And they are basically very, very short of foreign exchange. And if India can get more and more financial squeeze to bear on Pakistan, the pain itself will get them to abandon these people who have become a liability. Unless all those sequences of action are finally rolled out and put into place, just doing a few sorties into Pakistani airspace, dropping a bomb here and dropping a bomb there, I think would show completely India in bad light. and would show that the Indian forces are unprofessional, which I hate to believe, because I know they are very, very capable and they're very sorted out. So I suspect this news is part of Pakistan's propaganda to justify the air sorties their Air Force has been making in panic for the last 7 days, covering all of Pakistan's skies as though India is going to attack it tomorrow. India may not attack it at all. Even if it does, it might attack 1 month later. By then, Pakistan will run out of all the fuel it has. So I think, there are several games that are being played. War is a game of minds and of chess. It is not just of soldiers and bombs and missiles. So unless all those tricks are exhausted, I would say it would be rather premature for India to go in. If one sortie has taken place now, I would have said in the next 1 hour or so, there should have been 10, 12 more sorties. Even an elementary reading of the wars like 71 show that the day, 3rd, 4th December night, 1971, we decided to attack Pakistan. Then you went hammer and tongs. Then you didn't do one sortie. You had attacks right across every airfield in Pakistan, and Pakistan also attacked us. And that is how the thing gets escalated. We have not reached that state as yet, so I wouldn't panic.
We are right now quoting ANI, and ANI is quoting the IAF sources. What to your mind are the chances that we may get a comment from the Pakistani army claiming that Indian Air Force entered Pakistan and Indians will and they will not admit to the fact that Indian Air Force was successful in destroying some of the terrorist camps, because that Pakistan army will never admit?
Well, firstly, if India was to make that kind of an intrusion, there would be a lot more information that would have gone out by now to various news agencies within India by the Government of India, because the Government of India's news dissemination service is fairly well spread out and fairly active. But they don't sort of create alarm situations that Pakistan needs to create to justify their military and the role that they are doing. They've created for themselves as defenders of Pakistan. So I wouldn't give much importance right now to whatever claims Pakistan is making. And the earlier question also that, Imran Khan's assertion that Pakistan will react, I'm sure Pakistan will react. But the fact of the matter is, at what point and to what level? Pakistan also knows that, escalation of situation with India to unmanageable levels will have a far more devastating effect on Pakistan than it would have on India. So let us not take Imran Khan's assertion seriously. If Imran Khan was his own man, he wouldn't have got elected in the first place.
Well, that's a separate debate, Maroof. Appreciate your time and thank you for joining us. Uday Bhaskar also joins us. Uday, I'm just going to be quoting what we've got from ANI. This is something which the Times 18 now has learned from ANI. ANI is quoting Indian Air Force, and ANI is claiming that sources within Indian Air Force are indicating that Indian Air Force at 3:30 AM on 26th of Feb managed to destroy some terrorist camp. How would you like to react to this?
Well, I would say that we should await more confirmation of this, but all media reports that have been put out, including some from within Pakistan, do suggest that there was a certain operation of this nature, and the fact that terror camps have been targeted would be indicative of the fact that India had stated that there would be a firm response post-Pulwama, and that this is the action that India has embarked upon. And it is across the line of control and has targeted specifically, as I said, these terrorist camps. So I think this seems to be the current inference that one can draw. And we should, I think, await more verified inputs from the other side. I'm sure there would be a diplomatic response and maybe a military response from Pakistan. So the next few hours will give us an indication about which way this is going.
Bhaskar, we're certainly awaiting information, but the news that we have as of now from the agency seem to suggest that the fighter jet struck major terrorist camp across the LOC and has completely destroyed it, and that 1,000 kg bombs were dropped on the terror camps across the LOC. Now, you did have the top army officials who have gone on record to say that the country's armed forces are fully prepared for a befitting response to any Indian aggression or misadventure. How do you believe we are likely to brace ourselves for any sort of a retaliation, or how exactly are you reading into these statements?
Well, clearly, I think, the Prime Minister had indicated that there would be a response, and you'll recall that he said that a free hand had been given to the security forces to respond in a manner that they deem appropriate. We had a response from the Pakistani Prime Minister, Mr. Imran Khan. So my sense is that Pakistan would be taking stock about how to respond. They also have to factor in other external aspects as far as their response is concerned, including the fact that there is a global concern about Pakistan supporting terror. And today I think there is a global consensus that terror has to be identified and quarantined. Now, whether Pakistan is going to escalate and embark on a military response, or they will say, as I've just seen a few reports from Pakistan suggesting that their air defense system had, in a way, picked up the Indian fighters and they forced them to drop their ordnance even before they reached their target. This seems to be the first indication from the other side. So we have two options. Will it be a replay of the surgical strike whereby Pakistan says that nothing happened and that India is just making these claims and then allows the situation to, I would say, stay below the median? On the other hand, they might think that they have to respond, and Prime Minister Imran Khan has made a statement, in which case the possibility that there could be an escalation would have to be factored in. But again, my sense is that our professionals would have taken all this on board, and so we should just see how this is going to proceed.
And I think we should wait for an official statement really from the government's end as well. But